morning. Today we're going to discuss dreams and wonders. And for ages, people always try to clarify dreams and wonder what are dreams? Why do we dreams? As they said, the eyes are window to your soul. Your dreams are windows to inner you. And that's why we dream. Your dreams are clairvoyance. So when you dream, spiritual you are communicating with the physical part of you. Everyone dreams. Some people, you just don't remember your dream, most of it. Some people are very acclimated with the spiritual self, so they're more aware of their dreams. The spiritual you are independent of the physical, and the spiritual much more advanced, because sometimes the spirit reborn several times in a physical body. So the spiritual you may be communicating and warning you about, dangers, what lies ahead. For instance, this lady got a dream that her husband was in a serious car accident, and she told her husband. He did not believe. He went on his journey, and his car went over a precipice, but he survived. And he told his wife, I should listen to you. Once my grandfather was going to work in a drainage tunnel, and his mother told him she got a bad dream, a vision that something terrible happened. And my grandfather listened to her, and he was at a power station, hydropower station. They were cleaning the tube, and the tube flooded, and 38 people got drowned. And my grandfather was elated that he never go. He listened to his mother, and he survived. So since the spiritual you is much more advanced than the physical you, it's communicating with you. A lot of time, even in sickness, or one going to get sick, certain form of illness, and the spiritual you communicated sometime years before, months, days, that you should change courses in your life, Because if you continue on that course, the eventuality is not going to be positive. The more you get acclimated with spiritual you, the more you will have a successful life. In your daily environment. Sometimes, you can get healing from all manners of illness, right from your dreams. You can get healing from cancer, from heart disease, from lung disease, through your dreams. Because in the spiritual world, all of us operate in the spiritual world. But the living spirit and the diseased spirit. So in the spiritual world, there are thousands and millions of healers who, because for instance, some of our highly trained scientists, doctors, they operate in the spiritual world. They live in the spiritual world because we are both physical and spiritual. That's why sometimes you got dreams that you're in far, strange places, meeting strange people. You never met before. But the spirit know them. Sometimes they're your relatives, ancestral relatives, because it's quite possible your spirit born maybe 100 years ago and then reborn into your present body. So they operated both in the physical, spiritual, and the spiritual being that existed long time ago. That's why if you have crisis, you appeal to the spiritual and to the physical. And there is nothing, some preacher may say it's demonic. There's nothing demonic about spirit. Because if one believe in eternal life, you see, when one die, the body cease to exist, but the spirit continue living. And after some times, the spirit reborn, rebirth. in a different physical being. This is different from reincarnation. This is different from when one reincarnate. This is rebirth. My oldest brother James, he died when he was 24. That's over some 40 years ago. And he reborn in a different body. In his original state, if he was alive, you'd be 81 years old. In his new body, he's 35 years old. And he came to visit me, and we have a long discussion. And I told him, James, you're a great grandfather. And he was surprised, because we are connected in the spirit, but not in the physical. I'm 35 and I'm a great grandfather because I know you in your previous life. I don't meet him in his present life, but I hope one day I will meet him in his present life and we recognize each other through the spirit. So when one thinking for a century people been born and people been dying, whatever happened to the deceased? Whatever happened to the souls? Do they go and live in heaven? No, they're reborn into a different body, into a different existence. And it's called recycling of the soul. Of the mind, of the body. And that is the reason why you have, occasionally you have some 10-year-old genius, and because they lived before, and they're doing the same thing at a different level, at a different age. So now one may ask, how do you get more acclimated with the spiritual side of you? Well, it's through meditation and prayer and visualization. You can get more acclimated with spiritual you. because the way we operate in physical, spiritual, physical, spiritual, physical. It's like four forms. And sometimes one may get dreams that they're speaking in different language, different tongues. If you want to go from a biblical point of view, because sometimes you know this language and you can understand it in your dream, but in the physical you don't understand a word of it. Because they were living in a different environment, to different circumstances. Your life can be much more enhanced by living in both worlds, because the spiritual you is so much more advanced in all form of lives than one physical being. There is no limitation in the spiritual you. They are all forms of limitation in the physical. But after you died, you continue to live as a spirit. And if one is very advanced, in which it's kind of impossible to do, but a deceased person can appear to you in the physical. Some people, have it, clairvoyance. I myself, I saw my grandfather. He died even before I was born, and he appeared to me in my village. I saw him look at me. We didn't talk, but I never know the man. But the same way my father described him to me, going home in the evening, and I saw him walking. I don't know where he was going or where he's coming from, but he was in our village. I saw him once. The Bible tell you that when good people died, they become like angels. They are not angels, but they become like angels. So that a clear view that the spirit live on. And one should get more custom view by taking a closer look at who you are, And there's nothing wrong with dealing with the spiritual you. Because the spiritual you is so much more advanced than the physical being, what existed. And the realms of possibility, it's there. And when you get your dreams, whatever danger is in your dream, because the dream, more time the spiritual you is communicating with the physical you and telling you where they are good and when they are bad and where they are present or far away dangers. And whatever you encounter in your dream, whatever evil come your way in your dream, you need to conquer that. And the spiritual you conquer it, the physical you are protected. Because human being can present in the physical a different view from who they are. But in the spirit, they have to come as they are. And whatever I'm talking about is from the Bible. This has nothing to do with a cult or anything. That's devil worship. Now we are talking about in the presence of Jesus, because Jesus, when Jesus lived on this earth, in which Jesus, people think Jesus doesn't go anywhere. He's still here, operating the spirit and he operates in the physical. And you may even see Jesus and you doesn't even know, because he's the only being ever exists on this earth who live both as a spirit and as a physical. So when he continue when he died, he continued to live in the spirit. And those who identify with him and believe in his value and you ask to see him, he will appear to you. I myself, I saw Jesus, so I'm a true believer. I saw the man, I talked with him 3 times. I don't know any people, if he's a Christian and you believe in the possibility. I saw Jesus 3 times. I spoke with him 3 times. So I know when people say the Bible may be fiction, I know the Bible is true. The Bible is a great book. I also saw Paul, and I have discussion. I'm not trying to convince anyone. But that is what faith are. When I saw Jesus, it was just simple. He never in a golden chariot. It wasn't full of gold. He was simple, wearing a robe. And it was just like a human being. He wasn't driving around around in a Rolls Royce or a Lear's jet. He was just trying to do his work. And if you believe in the Bible and you are a true believer, you know the Rome is here and it's possible. So let your faith guide you. And one can get healing, and you can heal yourself. You are the greatest healer of yourself, because the human body and the human mind is the greatest lab ever. And whatever you need for healing, it exists right in your body. You know, so if you need chemo, it exists in the body. That's why chemo work. If it's an alien, it don't work. But it's for you to get inclined to spiritual you that you can get the guidance. Because I can tell you right now, for those people who unfortunately suffering from cancer, if you drink pink grapefruit juice, you will never die of cancer. This is one of the best thing, healing, especially for women who are suffering from breast cancer, I can tell you today. If you drink, and I know it's when you're taking medicine, you cannot drink, they don't recommend you drink grapefruit juice, in which its medicine can build up to a toxic level in your body. But for those people, I can tell you, if you go to the doctor and the doctor tell you have stage 4 cancer, and give up all hope. Don't give up hope. Drink your grapefruit juice. For those people with severe kidney disease, drink cranberry juice. And if you're drinking cranberry juice on a daily basis, you will never die of kidney disease. I know this thing, because people, when you deal in spirituality and you become a spiritualist, the people who are died, they communicate with you and they tell you how to survive these things. And I tell you, it's all from the Bible, it's all from Jesus. And Jesus, you see, a lot of people pray for healing and they never get healing. But when you ask for healing, you have to see you yourself is the greatest healer. And the thing, when Jesus walked on this earth, people think he was here to heal people and give people stuff. Jesus' main purpose was a teacher. The teacher to be like him. And the realm of possibility is there that you can be like him, you can heal yourself, and you can heal others. And whatever you need is just, we are ignorant of the facts, how to get to this point where, the doctor is there, and I do believe in the doctors, and they're great scientists. But the doctor is only a consultant, and you are the master of your own destiny, no matter what the crisis is. Because there are peoples who came back from the brink. And when you ask for healing, you will get healing.